Good morning. Good morning. Are you awake? Are you awake yet? I sure as hell am. It's hard to still be asleep um with everything going on in the world. So if you're still sleeping, it's time to wake up. Look, the sun is shining. It might be shining a little bit more because of global warming, but like it's still shining a lot. So, um it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. This is the call. It's time to wake up. If you are sleeping, it's time to wake up. Are you awake yet? It's like, uh, when you're younger and you're asleep and your mom comes in to wake you up, um, to like go to school. And she's like, come on, sweetie, time to get up. I'm not as nice. Well, sometimes I am. But right now, I'm not as nice. Hold on. I'm going to get my coffee because we're talking about waking up. So, I'm not going to be as nice right now. I'm not going to be Little Miss Nice Witch right now. It's time to wake up. And what that mostly means is that it's time to see the truth of things. Now, lucky for you, I'm here. Don't worry. I'm here. Wendy the Witch is here. I'm queer. I'm neurodivergent, which gives me the refined ability to spot the bullshit and like be able to inform you about it. And this is a gift that people like me have been literally burned for in the past. And so we're at a critical juncture in life on earth where it is time to wake up. I'm just going to keep saying that because, sometimes we need to be like woken up multiple times. Most of us like hit the snooze as soon as we can. But then there's others of us, like myself, for example, and many other people who have felt the weight of an unjust and unequal society. We only get so many snooze taps, and we get significantly less snooze opportunities than those who have more privilege. So the point is, if we're going to survive, like this is what it comes down to. If we're actually going to survive the 3D matrix, if we're actually going to survive life on Earth, I don't care if you believe in witches. I don't care if you believe in psychics. What I care about is if you're willing to see the truth, because a lot of what humans do, and especially groups of humans who exist where they exist because of colonization, those groups of humans tend to just like brush stuff under the rug, right? Like if something is in front of them and it's terrible, they just will glaze over and go back to sleep because going back to sleep is much easier for them and they have the ability to do that. But that's not you, is it? I don't think this video would have found you if you were still asleep or you weren't ready to wake up. And so I guess that's just my message today. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. And to be honest with you, I am just so tired of waiting for everybody to wake up. Oh my gosh, it's like it's happening for sure. It's a process though, and I'm just like, I'm a little bit just like I don't even know how to feel about it. I'm just like, come on. Wake up. This is your call. This is your time. This is your opportunity to actually make positive change in the world, to like actually help your fellow human beings, and like really be the person who you envision yourself to be. And I'm happy to help in speaking the truths that are just so obvious to me, but that like apparently are not clear to others, which boggles my mind, to be honest with you. There's something about being neurodivergent in the way that I am, and psychic in the way that I am, that allows me to like see through the veils and reveal those truths. And I'm happy to. But I can't do this on my own either. Like, I need people to show up who are awake or waking up. Like, if you're just waking up and you're like groggy, that's totally okay. Like, I know I came in here like a fireball, which I will do from time to time, but it doesn't mean that I don't love you. Do you know what I mean? Like, the whole thing with pointing out the truth is that I'm not judging you for being asleep. Most of the time, like, it's not someone's fault that they're still asleep. The problem is when they know that it's time to wake up and they choose to continue sleeping anyway. Now, sometimes we need rest, but when it comes to I'm getting off track here. I'm being very literal, which is also an aspect of my personality. But to get back to the metaphor here, to wake up and see the truth of something that is so shocking to the system, that is so unbelievable, that is so just outrageous, which is like pretty much our entire world right now. If you have the privilege, it's easy to just go back to sleep. But that's not going to get us anywhere. We need the people who have been sleeping for years to wake up and to understand the truth of what we live in. Like, it's pretty simple. And usually I find what wakes us up is when something shakes us personally to our very core. So what is that for you? What is it that shakes you awake? I'm curious. Or what is it that has shaken you awake? Because we all have something. And what was the main point I was making? The main point I was making is that in sharing these truths, it's not about judging someone for being asleep. You know, I will state truths. And one thing that people don't really understand with me out in the real world is that when I state truths about something, I'm actually not judging them. But they tend to internalize my comments, and then they think that I'm judging them, and then they don't like me. But in those moments, I don't get the chance to like explain to them like, no, I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to clarify and understand human behavior. It's really all I'm trying to do. Because I feel like if I'm able to understand human behavior, then maybe we can make sense of this completely backwards world. Right? Like, I'm kind of like a researcher in a way. Like, I'm just like trying to gather information so I can understand how all the evils of the world have managed to take over. Because I know how bright light is. I know how bright light work is, and I know how powerful it is. So how is it that Earth has gotten to this place of shadow times? These are the questions that I ask. And so I think it's important for people to know that when I get fiery like this, it's mostly out of like inquisition. Is that what I want to say? Like it's mostly an inquisitory energy. Now, granted, it used to be out of anger before I was able to do a lot of the healing work that I've done. So it used to be out of anger, but now it's more just like I'm inquiring. I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out why humans act the way that they do, and why they just ignore all the terrible things that are happening, and they also ignore their responsibility at this time in history. It is literally everyone's responsibility to wake up and see how they have been perpetuating systems of inequality, and then like course correct that. It's literally everyone's responsibility, and that's what it means to wake up. That's what it means to wake up. To see the impacts of your presence and your behavior in the grand scheme of things, in the matrix, and be like, where can I do better? And the thing is, we do this for people who don't have access to the same privileges as others. But ultimately, we also do this for ourselves. We do this for our children, I would assume. I don't have children, but like, if you do, think about the world that your children are growing up in. Do you want them to grow up in the same world that you have, or do you want them to grow up in a world full of people who are taking responsibility for their place in this messed up society, and they are making the changes to see a more bright possibility in the future? It's a responsibility. And also, if we don't do that, we're all going to die a fiery death from global warming. Or, like floods, or like lots of snow, or, because like once, like the more and more we enter the climate change times, like the more like haphazard the nature things are going to be. So like if you don't connect with this work, or even like think about it, if you don't wake up, then maybe one day you'll wake up to drowning in a flood, for example, or like fire. I don't know. I'm a little bit on a tangent right now. Also, that feels like very biblical, but yeah. So just like wake up. That's really all I'm trying to get at. It's time. And ultimately it's a choice, but it is also your responsibility. And you know what? In the end, spoiler alert, in the end, it will benefit you. Because at the same time, you will heal. And you will love yourself more. You'll love others more. You will find all of the things that you have been looking for. So, join me, won't you? To revealing the truth. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited because my entire life I've seen the truth of things and no one has been ready to hear it. And so if you're ready to hear it, I'm calling you out. Show up. Join me. Get involved in the conversation. Share your thoughts. Like I said earlier, I'd be interested to know when others felt that they woke up. When did I wake up? You know what? I'm going to think about that. I'm going to think about Oh, I know what it is. The moment I woke up and the moment everything started to really, really change for me consciously in my life was the moment that I saw someone very, very close to me, like, not loving themselves. I saw someone who I loved dearly, very, very close to me, just hating themselves. And in my mind, I looked at that person, and in my mind, I said, that's not going to be me. I will learn how to love myself. And ever since that moment, it has been quite a roller coaster to uncovering my true self and learning to love myself, because I think that that is one of the main missions that we have as human beings at this time in history. None of us can really opt out of that mission, is to learn how to love ourselves. And I'm sure some people love themselves from the beginning easier than others, maybe. But we all live in this patriarchal, colonial, capitalist society that teaches us to hate ourselves. And so it's a deconditioning that we all have to do. And as we do it, as we learn to love ourselves, we learn how to love others, and we also learn how we've been unknowingly damaging others. And once we know how we've been unknowingly damaging others and causing harm in ways that we didn't know we were doing, that's truly where change happens. Because when that happens, you then have a choice. Do I continue in the way that I've always been and brush this under the rug and pretend that that's not reality? Do I just hit the snooze button and go back to sleep? Or do I wake up and say, no, I'm going to be better. The way that I was taught to exist, the way that I was taught to view certain subsets of people and treat them, is incorrect. And I reject that. I wake up and I choose to be better. Thank you. Thank you for being here. See you soon, I guess.